Welcome, everybody, to the Monday Highlights. This episode will be a really condensed episode as we're going to talk on the Hound's Tales podcast Virginia Pen Series presented by Joy Dog Food. So, without further ado, and before I go into the intro and our sponsors, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there that are listening and put up with all us crazy field trialing fools. So, big shout out to y'all. Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful wife, my mom, of course, and all the other mothers out there. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. Here we go. Welcome to the Monday Highlights presented by the Hound's Tales podcast. We'll be bringing you the results from the previous weekends, coming hunts, and news from the field trial world and deer dog woods. Drop the gate. Let's get it, guys.
Do you need a sponsor for the next hunting event at your local club? Joy Dog Food would love to help you out. Head over to the contact page on our website, click the sponsorship application button, and fill out the form. We will then contact you and let you know if we'll be able to sponsor your event. Applications must be submitted at least 60 days prior to event. So head on over to joydogfood.com and fill out the form today.
If you're listening to this podcast, you probably have a need for dog supply items such as Garmin products, bark collars, remote trainers, name tags, field trial and hunting dog supplies, supplements and first aid, dog fences, used and refurbished collars, and much, much more. Where can you go to get that? Outdoor Dog Supply. Outdoor Dog Supply is a leader when it comes to Garmin Tritronics trade-in program. They were one of the first Garmin dealers to start accepting Garmin buyback trade-ins toward purchases. Outdoor Dog Supply currently accepts both working and some non-working units. Be sure to check in with these guys at Outdoor Dog Supply or at 757-482-1000. And their hours of operation are from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you're in the Chesapeake area in Virginia, be sure to stop in. Go see these guys in person. Outdoor Dog Supply is the leader in online sales as far as Garmin products go and your hunting dog supply needs. This is where I go to get all my stuff. Might as well join me in it. All right, guys. Again, be sure to check these guys out, outdoordogsupply.com, and thank them for coming on board with the Hound's Tales podcast. Let's get back to the episode. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a second real quick and interrupt the show and talk about Cajun Lights. They have jumped on board to support the Hound's Tales podcast and the field trialing community. You got nighttime field trials coming up. I know I do in my series, Pleasure Running at Night. When you need to catch that next crossing, put your trust in Cajun Lights. Cajun Lights is made in America product out of North Carolina who has been in business for over 25 years. They make cap style and bucket hat headlamps to free up that extra hand for your voice recorder or for your GPS. There are three main lights I want to focus on real quick. The first is the Micro Gator, which is the lightweight option. It has 4 brightness levels and 4 color options, including red for us field trialers. Rated at 50 to 60 hours of battery life on the highest setting, this is your flood style lamp that'll do really good for us out in the fields in the short brush and be able to help us get in front of those crossings. Next up is the Cajun Bayou, which is the next step up, and it includes the same number of colors and brightness levels, but it packs a much bigger punch on that brightness level so you can catch those crossings way down the path when you got a long road to cover. And last but not least is the top level Cajun Blinder. It has a main beam light with 4 levels of brightness and includes a walking light, and even with a light this bright, the burn life on it is rated at 5 to 6 hours on the highest setting. There's no chance of missing a dog with a light like this one, folks. All their lights come with a 2-year warranty and a lifetime labor warranty, and these guys are excited to get into our sport, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all be sure if you see me at a hunt, come ask me about them. I'll have one of each of these lights on hand to show you and let you put it on your head and kind of experience it. Show these guys some love, guys. And y'all please go visit their website at CajunLights.com, and their phone number is 888-773-3080. Thank you, Cajun Lights, for all you do and for trying to get into this sport. Like I said, guys, let's show them some love. let's get back to the show, guys. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me. We are recording mighty late tonight. It is Sunday about 10:15 p.m. Trying to get this thing out and ready for in the morning. I do apologize on been really slack lately on the results from the hunts around the field trialing world. It's been extremely busy these past 2 weeks, as y'all can imagine. And of course, today was Mother's Day, so I wanted to spend some time with the wife, spend some time with the family. We had some other family events that were going on, and I didn't get back until pretty late. I had to put little man down for bed, so I didn't really have any extra time this weekend with all that was going on to sit down and get wrote down and typed out all the results. So y'all do forgive me. I know there's been quite a few hunts these past 2 weekends, and I do apologize to all those out there that are listening for missing those. But let's kind of get into the bread and butter of this episode. We had a magnificent first hunt, guys. Big shout out to everybody that's made this possible. First off, I want to start by thanking Mr. Charles Allen. He is the owner of Tower Hill for allowing us to bring the first ever hunt of the Virginia Pen Series to his place. I can't thank them enough. The pen was in great shape. The facility is always top notch, always clean. Anything that I could have asked for, it was there on the ready. Mr. Allen was a huge help, and I cannot thank him enough for allowing me to bring the series there for the first hunt. The pen was rocking the entire time. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, it was it was big packs. It was big pack running the entire time, which is a great sound. I love listening to it, but what it does do is kind of cuts back on the score some. You got a lot of dogs that want the front and are trying to figure out how to get to the front, so they're cutting around the chase, trying to get to the front. I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing. It definitely makes it harder on the judges, and that pen has gotten super thick. It's not like you can get anywhere in there and just go through the woods and catch crossings. So it was difficult to catch crossings all night. That was the biggest thing that I'd heard as far as feedback goes from all the judges, was it was very difficult. And I tell you, we had a top-notch group of judges in that pen. We had a lot of true houndsmen in there. That was one of the things that I've thought was pretty cool, and I got a lot of compliments on, was how many real dogmen were out there in that pen judging your hounds. So the scores that were given, the scratches that were given, everything was done by guys that do this every freaking week and have been very well known in the field trialing world. I'm talking, we had Herman Burnley, we had Chad Perkins, Tyler Mullins, Peyton Lucy, John Molnar. We had a lot of top-notch guys that were in this pen judging the hounds that night. So everything that was given was deserved, I promise you. It was done right, and you can't ask for a better group of judges. We ended up with 18 field judges, and then we also had me and Amy. I didn't really do any judging as we had the whole pen locked down, and honestly, I would have just been getting in the way as good as we had it locked down. And the type of running that was going on, there was no need for me to get in the way, so I was just able to kind of get things done and help things wrap up really easy in the morning. Amy was on fire with the computer. She did a great job. We ended up with 330 scores given out, not crossings, but scores that were given out, which was fantastic in my opinion. Like I said, a lot of big races. A lot of them, the game's very smart in that pen. So, like I said, I do wish the scoring was a little bit higher, but that was just the product of the night. It was not a lack of running. It was not a lack of judges. It was not a lack of anything that you could handle. It was just, dogs were trying to get to the front, and they figured the only way to do it was cut around it. Not talking trash on anybody's dogs, but hey, it's what happens. Sometimes we get into that kind of mess, and thankfully we ended the night. Took 400 and hang on, I'll get to it. Actually, I'll get to that here in a little bit. So, But let me continue real quick with all the thanks. Tyler Mullins did an excellent job, top notch master of hounds. He really went above and beyond to make this thing really better than what it should have been. He did a great job with all the judges, making sure the pen was covered. I know JMO and Peyton were really in there with him as far as helping get the pen covered and helping get that organized. All those guys really stepped up and really did a great job of making sure the pen was covered. Everybody had their spots. I can't thank them enough for that. Amy Adams, you killed it again on the book. I mean, on the scores and getting all the scores entered. Thank you again for that. You did an awesome job, and I know with everybody that I'm about to mention and have mentioned, I couldn't have done it without y'all. But Mullins and Amy really went above and beyond on this one, guys, and I can't thank them enough. Let's see. Let me go ahead and thank all the sponsors on here as well. I'd like to start off with Joy Dog Food. They are the primary dog food sponsor of the Houndstales podcast and the Houndstales podcast Virginia Pen Series. So big shout out to them for coming on board and helping out so much with all this. The rest of our sponsors, Outdoor Dog Supply, Cajun Lights, Roxy Designs, Mike's Machine, The Masters, The Hunter's Horn, Chestnut Mountain Feed Company, Timber and Shore Hunting Supply, Wilkes Jewelers, Wilkins Outdoor Products, Doc Purdy One Stop Shop, Blankets by Big Country, Eagle Home Services, Dog Tight and Mr. Carson Robertson, JB's Hauling and Grading, and Nathan Lehman. And don't forget Mr. Austin Tomlin with Deer Hunting with Hounds. Let's see. One thing we did too, I got into my notes here. We did the Cajun Lights raffle. That's something that I'm doing for all the judges. So each hunt, what I want to do is, I'm sure you probably heard me mention it before, but what we ended up doing was I did a random raffle, or random.org, I think is what it's called, and did the little spin wheel, and whatever judge's number it landed on, that judge won a free Cajun Light, and that's the top-notch Cajun blinder. So big shout out to Cajun Lights for helping me make that possible, and that is my way to give back to the judges. They also earned a ticket to the dog box raffle that will be going out through the entire series. So I'm going to sit down on one of these next few nights and fill out their tickets and put their tickets in the box, and make sure that all of them are entered in to get a chance at the dog box. So let's see, what else can I say? Also, guys that are listening that were there, just because you didn't make the top 20 this time, kind of be on, especially if you're finishing at 21st, 22nd, maybe even 23rd place. If dogs get hurt, are no longer with us, if they had come in heat, if the owner decides that the dog's not ready and doesn't want to compete, then if a spot is given up for any reason, the next highest scoring 21st place dog will take that spot. That kennel owner of that dog will not be able to just swap a dog. That dog will just forfeit. The owner will lose that position, and the 21st place highest scoring dog throughout the first 5 qualifiers will receive that spot. So we'll go through all the 21st from highest scoring to lowest scoring 21st place. Then we'll move to 22nd place, and then so on and so forth. I hope that kind of makes sense. So the top 20 for this hunt, they got trophies and free entry to the championship hunt. 5th place got 1 bag of dog food. 4th place got 2 bags of Joy dog food. This is all 24-20 high performance. 3rd place got 3 bags of Joy and Deer Hunting with Hounds book donated by Austin Tomlin. 2nd place got 4 bags of Joy with the Deer Hunting with Hounds book. And 1st place got a TT25, 5 bags of Joy, a gift certificate for 3 numbered jackets from Blankets by Big Country, a Deer Hunting with Hounds book, and a dog tight hat. I tried to do the best I could to make all the hunts throughout the entire series have a good sized giveaway. So I hope that was good enough for everybody. And I think receiving that free entry to the championship hunt ought to be plenty good enough, honestly. So hopefully that was good enough for everybody. And without further ado, not that most of y'all haven't seen it already, I want to go through the top 20 for everybody. Just real quick, this is the top 20 that made the championship hunt or qualify for the championship hunt now, excuse me. First name called off, 20th place with 126 GTP. Dog's name is Roman from Champion CMK's Calvary and McMillan Spiderweb from Hillside Mafia. 19th place was a dog named Zip Tie from T-Bird out of T-Bird's Low Red and Slow to Steady Sassy from Willis Boys Kennels. 18th place, and these two dogs actually tied for with 138 GTP. 18th place ended up with being the Fast Five Rowdy out of Country Oaks Runaway and Jack 'em Up Stormy from Fast Five Kennels. 17th place with 148 GTP is a dog named Pretty from out of Kraken Crazy Block and Butler's Front Row C out of Hard Knocks Kennels. 16th place with 154 was champion TSW's Stripper from B&B's Chrome and B&B, out of B&B's Chrome and B&B's Little Slipper from Certified Steppers. 15th place, 15th, 13th, and 14th all tie with 160 points GTP. 15th place was a dog named Ringo. That dog's out of Champion Old School Pungo and Showtime's Coco. Dog's name, that was out of All Business Kennels. 14th place was a dog named Shy out of Champion Kennedy's 8 Ball and Combs Little Betty out of Willis Boys Kennels. 13th place was a dog named LP's Torpedo out of P&J's Dallas and Faux 60's Pearl Harbor from Cartersville Mafia. 12th place with 170 GTP was Fast 5 Checkbook out of Spears Mountain Sergeant and Candy's Cricket from Fast 5 Kennels. 11th place with 176 GTP was a dog named Southern Styles Red Man at Wallace's Hitman and Wallace's Flower from Southern Style Kennels. 10th place with 187 GTP, hound's name is Dot at a Moldlands Cracker, and Hog Wild Zag from Heavyweight Kennels. 9th place with 198 GTP was a dog named ZL's Rambo out of JML's Hard Rock and J&J Dolly from Zach Lindsay. 8th place and 7th place tied with 204 GTP. 8th place was a dog named Spook out of Champion Kennedy's 8 Ball and Huckstep's Eliza Jane from Hunts Creek Kennel. 7th place was a dog named Firefly out of Miller's Ringer Ray and DNS Sister from Cartersville Mafia. 6th place with a 209 GTP. Dog's name is Fast 5 Chopper from out of Spears Mountain Sergeant and SNN Happy Fast 5 Kennels. 5th place with 5th and 4th tied with 214 GTP. Hound's name is 5th place hound is JNR's Lizzie, and there was no breed given on that from Turpin's Creek Mafia. And 4th place was a dog named Domino out of Who-Dat's Flame and HWK's Little Girl from Heavyweight Kennels. 3rd place with 231 GTP. Dog name was Davis's Meth Man out of Who-Dat's Flame and AC's Stinky from Cartersville Mafia. And with the 1-2 sweep, 2nd place with 242 GTP. Dog's name is Champion TSW's Wasp and TSW Rooster. Dog's name is Champion TSW Wasp out of TSW Rooster and TSW Sue from Certified Steppers, Inc. Believe y'all might have heard that dog's name here recently on an episode just a few episodes ago. And your winner with 440 GTP, I'm talking almost a 200-point gap on the entire field, put a clinic on. Dog's name is TSW Chrome 2 out of B&B's Chrome and B&B's Little Slipper, also from Certified Steppers, Inc. And that was Mr. Colby Taylor with the Certified Steppers dogs. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to everybody that placed. Like I said, guys, y'all be sure if you finished in probably the top 23, 24, just kind of be ready. I got your info. I should be able to get up with you no problem if numbers get turned in for the championship hunt. So y'all just kind of sit tight and be ready for that. Let me think. This week's episode, I got a big one coming, guys. I'm working really hard to try to get some. There's one episode that's supposed to be getting recorded. It's an older gentleman. He's a legend of the sport, and just been a little difficult trying to get everything lined up to get this episode recorded. So I do have a great episode coming Wednesday. Maybe a little off kilter of what everybody's kind of used to again, but it is we're going to be talking competition rabbit dogs. Um, so y'all be sure to tune in and check out this one. It's going to be a great episode. I think y'all really enjoy it. We did a lot of comparisons on the rabbit beagles and the foxhounds, and just kind of what you're looking for in the hound, of what those guys are looking for compared to what we're looking for. And it was pretty neat to sit down and talk with these guys, Mr. Mike Green. So y'all be sure to tune in. The next hunt for the series will be at Chalk Chuma. It was the date change hunt. We got the full book for that one. Very thankful for Mr. CH and Hall and all those guys for letting me bring that hunt there on a whim. And I can't thank them enough. So y'all just hold tight. Be sure to tune in Wednesday. And thank y'all for listening. And like always, guys, happy hunting.